Greetings in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, our King, our High Priest, Kohan forever, through the order of Melchizedek, our elect one who sits at the right hand of our Aloha, Yahuwah. All esteem, glory, and honor unto Yahuwah Kodesh name. Hallelujah unto Yahuwah Kodesh name. So, I want to just give a little story here, right? It's somewhat of it's a relatable story if you have ears to hear, right? So, let's begin like this. Imagine you grew up in a family, right? A family of hunters, right? And your father and his father and his father's father were all hunters, right? So each generation from your great grandfather go down taught each other how to hunt. And they taught the essentials of hunting, right? And let's say one of the things they taught you which was essential, right, was every time you're going into the forest to hunt wild game, always take a bottle of water with you. No matter how close you're going into the forest, no matter if the you're not going deep into the forest, right? Let's say you're just going probably 100, 500 feet. They specify to you, always take a bottle of water with you. So you have this teaching along with all your stuff that you carry into the forest. You take this little bottle of water with you. So one day, let's say you decide you want to go hunting, and you're going a little distance into the forest, right? You're going deep into the forest, but it's basically like a 1 day's journey back and forth, right? And you go into the forest one day, you gather up all your hunting gear and you go into the forest. And before you go, you fill a bottle of water from the pipe and you tuck it in your bag and you go into the forest, right? So you're hunting in the forest, you travel a day's journey, or let's say you go half a day's journey into the forest, right? So you go deep into the forest. Your mission is to come back in the evening. Let's say you leave at sunrise or just before sunrise, and your mission is to come back before sunset. So you're in the forest, you're deep in the forest, and you're hunting. And while you were chasing some wild game, you fell and you broke your leg, right? So you're afflicted in the forest, in the wilderness, in the deep forest. You're afflicted. You have a serious injury. So the journey back out of the forest is going to be painful and it's going to be longer, right? So you fall back on the teachings of your forefathers, and you think to yourself, okay, what would take me probably half a day is probably going to take me probably a week with this injury I have here, because I have to really limp, right? And I have to make like crutches with sticks and stuff to crawl out of this forest, right? So what was supposed to be a day's journey is going to be like 7 days. So you're going through the forest, you gather yourself together, you put splints on your foot and all that, and you're getting ready now to make this journey back out of the forest. So you're crawling along, you're in pain, you're afflicted, and you don't have any food. Because within this wilderness, within this forest, there is no food. There is game to hunt, but you can't hunt because you're injured, right? So You have this bottle of water and you decide, okay, according to my father's teachings, I have to ration this water, and this water will probably save my life as I come out of this forest. So you start sipping on this bottle of water and you ration the water and you struggle and you strive, right? And you eventually come out of the forest. So when you come out of the forest, you come home, your family sees you, they greet you, everybody is happy to see you. They're happy that you didn't die in the forest, and you tell them the story about how this bottle of water was the only reason that you survived in the wilderness. So everybody is like is rejoicing for the fact that your forefathers taught you to always carry this bottle of water with you, because you see, this water saved your life. Okay, good. So now that time has passed, and one day you're just in the city, and you know those water fountains, or just like a regular pipe where you could go and get public water from, right? One day you're just thirsty in the city, and you walk up to one of these pipes or these faucets, these public drinking wells, right? And as soon as you go to drink this water, some stranger walks up on you and say, "Yo, don't drink that, man." And you stop, you shocked, because like, who is this guy? And you're like, what are you talking about? He said, "Don't drink that water, bro." He said that water is no good. So you're looking at him like, this guy crazy or something? Like, what he talking about, this water is no good. So you tell him like, "Yo, what are you talking about, man? You crazy or something? What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Listen, bro, trust me. As a brother, I'm telling you, that water is no good." So he said, "Listen, man, what are you talking about? You got to explain yourself better than that, right?" So he said, "Listen, you see that water you're drinking? That water comes from the sewer, and it comes from the toilet. When you flush the toilet, and all that drain water goes into a plant, into a purification plant, and all they do is remove the dirty color of the water, and everything else, all the contamination in that water is still there. So basically you're drinking drain water and toilet water." He like, "Man, you crazy or something?" He say, this don't taste like drain water or toilet water. Like, what are you talking about?" So he said, "Listen, man, look, the refinement plant is right there, right? I'm gonna sneak you in so you could see. All they do is bleach the color of the water, and all the sediment and all the impurification, right? All the contamination, right, is still in the water. They just clear the water. They just clear the color, right? They just bleach the color." So he says, "All right, man, I'm gonna go check it out with you." But he thinking in the back of his mind like, this guy crazy, man. Like, what he talking about? He think like the government is not gonna have us drinking drain water and toilet water. This is crazy, right? So the guy sneaks him into this purification plant, and he gets to see the process where they just change the color of the water. The water is still the same water, right? They get rid of the smell, and they get rid of the color so it looks clear and nice. So he sneaks him back out of the purification plant, and now he's going back home, right? So the guy left him and showed him, well, yeah, this is not the water you should drink, and actually this water is responsible for this kind of illness, this kind of illness, and this kind of illness. And when he thinks to himself, he's like, while he's walking home, he remembers that these are the afflictions that his family suffers from, right? Health-wise. All the things that this guy named is the afflictions that this guy and his family suffers from health-wise. The illnesses are attributed to what this guy says this water does to your body. So the guy goes home, right? They part ways. So with that story being said, I would ask someone this. If you were that guy that one day this impure water saved your life in the forest, or what you thought it was doing was saving your life, now that you have the awareness, or somebody actually showed you that this water is actually poisoning you, would you continue to drink that water? Or would you reflect on what you think the water has done for you in the past, and it actually saved your life in the forest? Would you hold some allegiance to drinking that water because that water seemingly got you out of a bad position? So moving forward, would you only drink bottled water, or water that you know didn't come from that source, or a public source, or a public tap, or faucet? Or would you only drink bottled water? So that's my question to you, right? And who have ears to hear will hear. All right, y'all. It's Malek Mikael Shalomo, and Yahuwah blessings, Yahusha blessings, Baraka unto all of y'all. Much love and respect to everyone. Baraka.